Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. With our two rogues here, we are very nearly at level 3, which is going to be a big level for us because it will increase our sneak attack damage by 1d6. So before we go off and do any more social exploring in the Druid's Grove, we are going to 1. Try and get up to level 3. And 2, go and find a piece of jewellery that is going to benefit us greatly by giving us the guidance cantrip. So we're going to start by climbing this ladder, going up over to the gates.
Why does this keep happening?
Because I keep playing the same campaign over and over again.
Just a moment ago.
Oh, they weren't talking to me?
Light on my feet. Come on,
right. Just up this cliff edge.
Now what?
If we get
We dig a hole and be done with it.
everyone sneaking,
We could say a
we can
prayer.
creep on up.
We should have time for that. Feel like we're being watched.
And just around this edge here, we can see a bugbear assassin who is currently sneaking themselves, which is not something you see very much of in foes. Quick, sneak attack. Quick, sneak attack. Okay, we got there. So, our foe is surprised. I really thought he was going to get the assassination on then. With Astarion also hiding, they too can take a sneak attack before getting rolled into the initiative. Now, our instigating action wasn't our action after initiative was rolled. We took an action, then initiative was rolled. So we still have a chance to make another attack. They only have 3 HP, so we can run in with our 33 feet of movement speed, and this person is a neutral rather than an ally, so we can't sneak attack with them being next to them, but we can just melee attack here. And that bugbear is down. We get 40 XP. Take this and that. Thank you ever so much. And let's talk to Nadira.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. But too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
No, that is ours. We will be taking that. Thank you ever so much. So we have situational advantage, probably because we just saved this person's life. And we have our charisma and deception proficiency.
That bloody Irones! Devils just can't stand to lose. Here. Now go back to the pit that made you.
Right, so we get our soul coin.
These boots have seen
Now,
everything.
we still need another 30... Oh no, that was enough XP to get us to level 3. So now we have a decision to make. Each of our heroes here are taking the same 3rd level in Rogue. And we can either take Arcane Trickster, which unlocks spellcasting for us, or Thief, which gives us fast hands, gain an additional bonus action, and second story work. Now, having two bonus actions can be powerful because we can do things like disengage and dash, or hide and disengage, and so that's going to be a lot easier to facilitate our sneaking and hiding between rounds of attacking. But with Arcane Trickster, we do get 2 or 3 spell slots. Casting spells consume spell slots. You gain 2 level 1 spell slots, which are restored on a long rest. So I think it's 2 now, and we get a 3rd first level spell slot at 4th level later, perhaps. And so that will not only give us cantrips, which we can do various things with, although the damage cantrips wouldn't necessarily be things we would benefit from, because in almost all cases we would be better attacking with our longbow or a sneak attack than we would be attacking for 1d10, say, with a firebolt. So cantrips aren't quite as important for us. As for spells, these must be from the illusion and enchantment schools. Disguise Self, very powerful, very good for getting through some social situations, like being a drow, going to the goblin camp being the traditional example. But we also get Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Inflict a creature with fits of laughter, leaving it prone and incapacitated. If a creature is incapacitated, if we take an attack against it, then if it's a melee attack within 5 feet, it's a guaranteed crit. And that guaranteed crit could be a sneak attack, which would be 2 times weapon die roll, plus dexterity modifier, plus 4d6 sneak attack damage. And we can also achieve that with Sleep. Put a creature combined up to 24 hit points into a magical slumber. So, thinking about those things, that seems like something we should definitely do with at least one of our heroes. Now, we use Intelligence as our spellcasting stat. Don't we? I'm almost certain it is. It doesn't seem to say here anywhere that it is. But we have 8 intelligence with Amunian. And if we hop over to Astarion, or we can just do it from here, they have 13. So you might think, well, 13 intelligence is higher than 8, so we should take it here. But later on, we are going to try and get ourselves the Headband of Intellect, which will set intelligence to 17. That's part of the reason why we dumped intelligence in the first place with Amunian. So then the question becomes, do I think having 1 extra bonus action is better than having 3 spell slots? And I'm not really sure it is. So I think we're going to go double Arcane Trickster. So we got up to 24 hit points, Arcane Trickster. We will both get Mage Hand, and that Mage Hand will be invisible. When you cast Mage Hand, the Spectral Hand is invisible, and you can carry out additional tasks. Then cantrips. So we can take damage-dealing ones if we wish. Light makes something light up. Friends gives possible advantage on a charisma check. Dancing Lights creates illumination. Blade Ward grant resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from weapon attacks. And True Strike divine a character's defenses to give you advantage on attack rolls against it. So I feel like we should be able to make some level of benefit from this in giving advantage against opportunities to sneak attack. How good that's going to be, I'm not sure. And perhaps Chill Touch. Assail a creature with a Chill of the Grave. Actually, we will take Chill Touch with Amunian because Amunian's going to have a higher intelligence stat, and that higher intelligence stat will mean we have a higher to hit attack roll. With Astarion, we'll take True Strike and either something that causes a saving throw, although our save won't be very high. Blade Ward, probably not. So perhaps Friends. And then for spells, Colour Spray blinds people. Charm Person gives advantage on humanoid spellcasting charisma checks. Disguise Self, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and Sleep. Well, no, Sleep doesn't change its efficacy with our intelligence modifier. It's just going to be 24 hit points. So we'll do that. And we'll take Disguise Self with Astarion. Then we get one other spell from the other schools of magic. Question is what? That's a great question. Now, any of the damaging ones or ones that cause a saving throw are going to be impacted by our low intelligence. So I'm wondering if perhaps Magic Missile might be the play. Because that always hits. It's a guarantee. So I don't think we want Grease or Fog Cloud particularly. Featherfall and Find Familiar I don't think we really need. 7 temporary hit points isn't going to be a game changer. We can already dash as a bonus action. So yeah, I think I'm going to go Magic Missile. In case there's lots of things on low health that we want to finish all in an instant. So then with Immunian, we're also going Arcane Trickster. We will take a damage cantrip or 2, however, because we're going to have the higher intelligence. So we'll take Chill Touch, because undead creatures will have a disadvantage on attack rolls when they try and attack us, and that could be very beneficial if I remember that that is a feature that is possible. And I don't think we need Shocking Grasp as much, because this prevents targets from taking reactions, but we can disengage as a bonus action, which means targets can't take attacks of opportunity against us. But otherwise, the selection is not super strong. Take Ray of Frost, because then that target's movement speed is reduced by 10 feet. Don't know how useful that will necessarily be, but seems like a reasonable pair. Then R to save is going to be much higher, so Tasha's Hideous Laughter will have a Wisdom save for the foe against our spell save DC, which is 8 plus proficiency plus spell modifier. So at the moment it's going to be very low, but in a few encounters time it should be much higher. So we'll take that, and we don't need to both have Disguise Self. Charm Person and Colour Spray I think are actions that I'm very unlikely to take. So we'll also take Sleep. Then we can control the battlefield a lot more easily. Then here we get to take 1 spell from the other spellcasting list. This is where we get an opportunity to take something that might benefit us quite a lot more. And the decision, I think, basically comes down to Chromatic Orb to be a way to deal a much higher amount of damage in a single attack of 3d8. Or Thunderwave to give us an opportunity to push foes off of objects and cliffs and stuff, because that's very powerful when you have things like the Spider Matriarch. Being able to shove her off a cliff is incredibly powerful. So let's take that as well. So we are now level 3, and you'll see that our sneak attack now does weapon damage plus dexterity modifier plus 2d6 piercing damage, which is excellent.
Let's get
So
going.
now,
Time to press ahead.
before we go and do those social occasions, please don't crash. Thank you. Before we go do those social things, we want to make sure we give ourselves the best edge to do that. And we can do that by getting ourselves the guidance cantrip as well. So we are just going to head outside the gates again. And then hopefully, if our strength is up to it, we have a small cliff to jump up. Just here. So get to the edge of the cliff. And we can jump. Then after that,
Forward.
climb up these cragged rocks.
What path lies before me?
Then across to this ladder. Can't reach, why not?
On my way.
You can reach.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
So they will climb the ladder. Be careful, because this ladder does have 4 hit points. You can destroy it. And then on this skeleton here, we find the Silver Pendant Uncommon Amulet with Guidance, the Divination Cantrip.
Necklace has a Harper sigil. Why were they here?
We'll take a Trap Disarm Kit. There's the heavy chest over in the corner. And a lot of cobwebs around here, which will clue you into something else that's about to happen. A bomb explodes for 3d4 plus 9 force damage to nearby characters. On a successful save, characters still take half the damage. What it doesn't tell you is what the difficulty of that save is, which is interesting.
Have to keep going.
Then there's another barrel on this side.
Good here, I hope.
Anything good? Oh, yes. Potions of healing, potions of speed, and small bottles. I assume that small bottles are just kind of tat. But if there is actual use for them, please do let me know. So we now have the guidance cantrip. We're going to need to equip that necklace in order to benefit from it. So let's just do some very light admin now that we've made this larger. And that we have all of these new spells and focuses and stuff. So that's a cantrip, that's a cantrip, that's a cantrip. Those are first level spells. Sneak attacks, weapon flourishes. That's a cantrip as well, but from an item. Then offhand melee attack can go there, and we have our cunning actions on the right. Super. So if we cast guidance, and we'll do that on Astarion. Astarion now has 1d4 bonus to their ability checks.
Hello again.
So if we come over to this rocky crevice.
At the back of the crevice lies a bag covered with spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth.
So we have +1 intelligence for nature and +1d4 for guidance. So DC 10, we have our +1 and then +1d4. Very nice.
The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt a spider egg is nestled within.
So we can try and speak softly to them, but we have the rogue sleight of hand, +3 dex, +2 from sleight of hand, +1d4 from guidance. It's going to be a much easier time for us. Still DC 15. That is not a simple DC, but we get there quite handily.
The spiders scatter and you stash the bag. Something clinks among the coins.
That would be the spider egg sack. So where's that pouch? Right up here. If we open that, we have 13 gold and a spider egg sack. So we'll try and use that to our benefit later. Now we could disturb them and attack them, but the return of
Let's move.
XP on doing that is incredibly low. Did we check this barrel? We did not, because the symbol was gold instead of silver.
Let's be quick.
So we are now each level 3. We have our spellcasting available to us, and we have the power of guidance on all of our skill checks. Now, Amunian was wearing that necklace, so we might as well have Astarion equip the Amulet of Lost Voices.
Careful, I bite.
So for now, he will have the ability to cast Speak with Dead if we want to question a corpse, so that we can get more information about quests and the like. Which way up did we do this? Dash on top.
Well, in it.
That on bottom. Then weapon flourishes. Melee before melee before ranged on sneak attack. Cantrip. 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 So minor illusion was because of his high elf heritage. Sleep, disguise self, magic missile, and speak with dead from our necklace. I'm happy with that. So we can wander back over to the Druid's Grove, and then when we go to investigate, if we are careful, we can cast guidance beforehand. Of course, you can always cast guidance during a skill check on the panel. However, I like to home rule it for myself that I can't do that if I'm in a social check with a creature that would understand that a spell is being cast to their detriment. So if you and I were at a store and I was going to try and bargain with the shopkeeper and they verbally saw me go, I give myself guidance. They're going to be like, oh, you're magically trying to trick me. That's not cool. So that's kind of how I perceive using guidance in skill checks for deception and perception and things when you're talking to anybody with even a modicum of intelligence. So that was a quick detour. We're going to end things there, and then next time we'll do a lap of the Druid's Grove. If you have any questions or comments about anything you've seen today, please put them down below, or if you've liked this video, please try clicking that like button down below if you would wish to, or subscribe if you haven't already. In any case, thank you ever so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.